What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Monday. Let's get the week kicked off. Oh boy, it's a Monday. So October 2nd, 2023. Come Monday, it'll be all right. Come Monday, I'll be holding you tight. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown, heavy haze, and I just want you back by my side. That's your singing for this week. That's probably enough for the entire month. All right. R.I.P. to the great Jimmy Buffett. All right. Like I said, Monday, October 2nd, 2023. Today, we're doing offense grades and stats through 4 weeks. Okay. So I think this is a good time to just take a break, step back, look at how the team is producing on offense. On Tuesday, we'll do the defense. And these are two very different kind of shows in regard to the position groups, because offense, I believe right now is at like its lowest it's ever going to be this year. And probably you could go back and say it was a little lower, in the previous 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of the season. So right now we're seeing a progression of the offense, and this is at one of its lowest points. So, and that applies to like a lot of the players too, like Kyle McCord. This is the lowest you're going to see. Yeah. Kyle McCord's floor is come from behind win at Notre Dame. So nowhere to go but up. But seriously, I believe that, because he is going to get so much better. And when you hear some of these grades and where he ranks in the national picture, I think you'll agree that he has, in this offense especially, he has a lot of room for improvement. Okay, so let's kick it off here. Just start with the basic PFF passing grade with 20% of 285 dropbacks. So Michael Penix Jr. is leading the country. You got Tyler Van Dyke right behind him, Shedeur Sanders, names that we know, and hear a lot about. So Kyle is 81st in his just passing grade as a quarterback. So he's at a 68.7. That's his PFF grade. So 81st in the country. Not great, but you got to remember, he's dealing with 3 new offensive linemen. One is a second-year guy. The left tackle is a third-year guy who redshirted his first year at San Diego State, just now getting acquainted with how things are done at a big-time program. So not a big surprise that Kyle's down there with that. But again, I believe this is his floor. So let's look at completion percentage. He's 52nd in the country, 64.3. Again, another area that will definitely improve. But he only has like 115 dropbacks attempts. He has a total of 122 dropbacks, but those include like sacks and scrambles and things like that. So there was another thing I wanted to show you guys. Oh, yards. We could talk yards, total yards. Again, through 4 weeks, he's got 1,055. That's 61st in the country. But his average, this yards per attempt, this is a good one that tells you that he's on the right trajectory. 26 in the country, a 9.2 yards per attempt, not yards per completion. It's per attempt. So as his completion percentage increases, you could imagine that average is going to change. And as he throws the ball downfield more, we'll get some more of those, an increase in that yards per attempt. So 26 in the country, not bad. He's only thrown 6 touchdowns. That's pretty low. That is tied for 73rd in the country. But he only has the 1 pick. You got guys already through 5 games that have 7. The leaders, yeah, leaders, not a good kind of leader. There's like 5 guys with 7 picks. So he's doing fine. Not a lot to freak out about, in my opinion. He's getting pressured a little bit. So that pressure needs to resolve itself, Justin Fry. He is 111th in defensive pressures on dropbacks. He only has 30 pressures, but still, you got to keep him clean. And sacks, he's been sacked just once. So doing it there, just got to continue to keep him clean. All right. So let's look at time in the pocket. So this is the total time you drop back to attempt to pass. The leader in the country is 2 seconds, 2.03. That's like, get it out now. 1-step drop. Fuck the 3. So Kyle is 2.68. That's 130th in the country. Again, that's not a bad thing to be lower in that category. That's for sure. Let's talk passing concepts, play action, completion percentage against play action. Kyle's 42nd in the country. He's at 71%, which you should. I mean, that's the point of play action, right? To try and catch the defense sleeping, and they think it's a run play. You pop it by them, So 71%, very good. That's his completion percentage. He has how many attempts here? He has 31 attempts in play action. So they don't do it all the time. That's 81st in the country. It's not like they're doing it on every play or something. So limited play action snaps, but he's getting the ball out and completing it. All right. So let's look at rushing grades here for the running backs. Now, one of my favorite statistical categories, and we're going to look at no minimum attempts. So that's why I go by forced missed tackles. That's like you force that DB to miss you, Chip Trainum is 190th in the country with 7, but that's only on 40 snaps. And what are the rushing attempts? 25 rushing attempts. So 7 on 25, that's a nice percentage, right? Then we got yards after contact. That's another big one for me. I always go by that one because that means you're breaking tackles and still gaining yardage. Chip Trainum is number 1 for the Buckeyes there. He's 54th in the country, 4.52 yards after contact. And then Trey is way down here at number 123. He has a 3.8 yards after contact. So that definitely needs to improve. Tony Alford's got to get on those guys and get in their ass and make them tougher, whatever. Let's see. Breakaway percentage. Yeah, Chip has one. Yeah, he's got 39% there. Trey obviously is higher. He's at 50%. So 50% of his runs are over 15 yards. Trey has 5 on 44 attempts. That doesn't make sense. Breakaways are more than 15 yards. Breakaways are more than 15. Yes. Okay. That makes sense. Anyways. All right. So continuing on with the offense here. Let's look at the receivers. Just pure receiver grades on PFF. Emeka leading the team here at the 75.9. That is on 19 receptions, 26 targets. I think I did a minimum of 10 targets. So just to have a baseline. So Emeka is 72nd in the country. Not great, but not terrible either. Marv is not in the top 200. Let's look at targets. Marvin Harrison, 32 targets, 17 receptions. And his grade is a 67.4 on the season. He's 92nd in the country in targets. Mecca, 26 targets, 19 catches. Let's look at where are those yak yards. Oh, yards per reception is a good one too. Marvin, 19.8. That's 48th in the country though. And then, yeah, that's all of the top 200. Let's look at yak per reception. So yards after the catch, on average, what do you get? Marvin Harrison is 82nd in the country there too, 7.7 yak yards after the catch. And then Emeka, he is 148th in the country with 6.4 yak yards. Drops is another one. I like to check that one. Drops 6. So just one by both Buckeyes. All right, let's go to receiving versus scheme. So against man coverage, what do the Buckeye receivers do? Emeka Egbuka grades out at a 74. He has 11 targets. Yeah, 11 targets, 7 receptions against man coverage. So that's a 63.6% clip, a 12.6 average. Then the yak yards, he's only getting a 4.6 yak. That's pretty low. He does have a drop against man coverage. Marv, not in the top 200 against man. Let's see. Let's look at tight ends real quick and their receiving grades. You got Cade Stover here grading out at a 63. Yeah, 63.4. 4 targets. Wait. It's got to be more than that. 22, sorry. 22 targets, 17 catches. That's a 77% receiving completion percentage. 14.1 yards per catch. That's good. And then I always like to check the drops. Drop. Here we go. Joe Royer has a drop. No, he does not. No drops. Okay. No drops. Sorry. And then yak. Where's our yak? There we go. Yak per reception. Cade Stover, he's getting 8.9 per catch. So that's good. You expect it from a big man, right? Quickly, let's look at O-line and the blocking grades. Let's go pass and run, all of them. So pass blocking grades here. Let's go by the top 200. You got Matthew Jones leading the way for the Buckeyes, 91st in the country. He's grading out at an 83.6. He is allowed 0 sacks, 0 hits, 0 hurries, 0 pressures, obviously. And then you got Josh Fryer. He's grading out at an 80.3 in the pass. And that, yeah. So he's allowed 2 hits, 2 pressures total. So that right side of the Buckeye O-line, I think I talked about this before, seems like the stronger of the 2 sides. The left side seems to be the weaker here because we only got the 2 guys from the right side in the top 200 on the PFF grades. And Luke Montgomery did allow a sack. He's credited with that. Sorry, Luke. Let's look at run blocking here. You got Julian Fleming. I mean, he's graded the 2nd in the country at all positions in run blocking, 89.9. A tackle from Air Force is the only one ahead of him. So again, Fleming, that's why he's in the starting lineup. Let's look at run blocking grades. Let's go top 200. Josh Fryer, again, highly rated there. He's 75th in the country with an 80.3. That's the only Buckeye in the top 200. So again, the run blocking needs to improve, obviously. And the pass blocking too on the left side. So a lot of things to work on with the offense. But again, I think this is the floor. This is like, there's nowhere to go but up. Even with the win, come from behind at Notre Dame. I know it, but there is still a ton of room for growth, especially with Kyle and the O-line. Receivers are going to be fine. Running backs, I think, will be fine. So overall, I give this offense right now like a B-. They're above average, and I think they have a lot of room for improvement. They can easily get to an A here in the next few weeks, and we'll see what happens against Penn State. That'll be a big test with their defense. So let me know what you guys think. Give me your grade for the entire offense in the comments, and appreciate you watching and listening, and we'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.